Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today in DC Dark Legion, we have Starfire. She is in the game. She's the third outsider, which is awesome. We're going to talk a little bit about that team, but I'm very interested in her kit. We're going to go over that, talk about gearing, game modes, all the usual stuff. You all have asked for some additional information as well, so I got a couple other pieces of information I want to share with all of you, just kind of to solidify my opinion of the character. I think she's pretty cool, so let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. Just a quick reminder, all the links to my socials are in the description below. Definitely check them out. Join us on Discord, where we've got not just my league, but the entire community talking about the game, sharing tips, tricks, ideas, thoughts, team builds, all sorts of infographics, and also additional content creators posting videos on the Discord as well, like Quantum and Eve. Great content creators out there. All right, so let's talk about Starfire. So, cool thing about Starfire is that she's Starfire, and she's good. I do like her overall. She's got a couple tags, so we have Outsiders. I haven't really been able to do much with the Outsiders team yet. I do have Martian Manhunter, and well, I have all of them so far, right? We have the three. I think a little more investment is going to be needed in that team in order for it to be really good, but we will see. Need to build them up just a little bit more. I'm going to try and take Starfire into the purple, as well as Martian Manhunter. We'll see where I get Arsenal. I do have a few white stars into him. I don't have him at 5 white stars just yet. But we have the Outsiders tag, we have the Teen Titans tag, and then we have the Energy Wielder tag. I think her kit is pretty cool. She's got a lot to it. So if we take a look at this first skill here, she's got this attack reduction in her first ability right here. So it reduces the attack of the enemy, which I think definitely comes in handy when, when I saw her in Combat Cycle and I was playing around and doing some testing. This ability here has some healing. She has some healing. She is not the best healer in the game, but we'll talk about what that looks like. We also have this ability here, so her spiritual defense increases by 15%, and then at the start of battle, she gains energy. I think that's going to be key to this game, is energy gain. The more outsiders that are present, she gains more energy. And then her global skill here just gives all champion that mental defense, so that spiritual damage defense, and then supporters get an additional % of attack. Her ultimate here is cool. This is a damage reduction ability, so she can reduce the attack of your enemy, she can heal, and she has damage reduction. So there's a lot there, but the question is she, what is that? Jack of all trades, master of none? Is she more useful in one area than the other? So we're going to talk about that here in a little bit as well. If we take a look at gear. So gear, I have this on her right now because this is going to give me some increased healing. And then I've got an energy gain bonus here. So that's specifically why I put this on Starfire for right now. So I can get that energy gain bonus. All right, plus we get some additional HP there. As far as force goes, this is what I've done with my force so far. I did max this out, the energy restoration speed, so I do have a bonus there. The more that she can... Here, check this out. I didn't go into too much detail on it, but I probably should go into a little bit more detail here. This is cool. So she converts the ultraviolet light around her. She creates this field that's going to reduce damage taken, right? With outsider allies receiving just a little bit more. The field lasts for 20 seconds. If Starfire casts her ultimate again before this ends, then it's going to enhance that. She can stack that up to 3 times. So I think that's where that energy gain is really going to be key for her and the Outsiders team. And I think that's what's probably going to make them really good. So we want to get her to launch her ultimate as often as possible so we can get those additional stacks and the additional damage reduction. All right, so in force, that's what I did there. I maxed that out first. I also maxed out her healing here because I wanted to see what kind of healing that she's going to do. And then after that, we're going to take a look at boosting up her attack because her healing is based off her attack, just like pretty much everybody's. I did boost this up a little bit too. I needed to boost her HP up a little bit, but I think for her critical is going to be her attack, her energy boost, her amp, her healing amp. I think she's going to be more of an off healer than she is going to be a main healer. We'll talk about that here next. But first, let's go ahead, jump into the store, take a look at her weapon here. This is pretty cool, actually. Come on. So, allies excluding Starfire within her ultimate's range gain bonus attack. So not only will they get that damage reduction, they're going to get that increased attack. equal to 8% of her attack. Upon casting the ultimate, Starfire gains 1 stack of attack up as well, stacking up to 4 times. So we got some damage stacking here, which I think is pretty cool. That's when it's equipped by her alone. If you got this on anybody else, well, her and or anybody else, right? Increases attack upon casting ultimate. Allies within 12 meters restore HP equal to 25%. So there's some additional HP there. Very curious here. I'm actually torn because I don't know if I want to get Martian Manhunter's legacy piece or if I want to get hers. I'm leaning towards hers now, but anyway, restore HP equal to 25% of the wearer's attack plus 8% if the target of the target's lost HP. So I think that's pretty interesting. Let's take a look at what her weapons look like. Just these green circles around her wrist. Default is what? Nothing, right? Yeah. So there we go. I think she's cool. I think her model is great as well. So let's take a look. Let's go ahead. Let's put her into a team here with Devastator, and then I'll talk through kind of what my testing has shown. I do have Mara in here. Mara is actually doing great. She's actually out healing in this specific combat cycle right now. She's out healing the other healers, but I think let's go ahead, jump on in with this. I've got my three JLD tag, and I've got 5 energy wielders. All of them are energy wielders, what I think is great, so it increases their HP. All right, so as I was doing the different combat cycles, she was doing pretty decent in Dawnbreaker. I actually got my highest score with Starfire on my team. I think, I'll have to check on my highest score here. I don't think it is with Starfire, but the damage that she's doing here, she's consistently bringing in around 1 million damage, regardless of the team that I put her in. As far as her healing goes, I'm seeing it, depending on the team composition, I'm seeing it like around the mid 600Ks, all the way up to 1 million. So there's a little bit of a wide range, again, depending on who's in the team composition there. So she was doing all right. Let's go ahead. Let's fast forward this to the end of the fight. Let's take a look at the stats here really quick. And then we're going to take a look at like recommended rank, game modes, things like that. Plus those additional details I was telling you about. All right, so let's wrap up. This is cool. Everybody survived. And I think with all the damage reduction and everything that we have here, I could probably get rid of Mara, put another attacker in there. I'll do some more testing with that. But let's take a look at where we landed. So see, right there, around 1 million damage. And she's coming in, like I said, between the mid 600s to 1 million on the healing. But look at Mara coming in at 3.5 million on the healing. She still does fantastic. She's obviously at the 5 red stars. Her damage obviously isn't there. We don't use Mara for her damage. We use her for her healing. So this is pretty consistent. I have done so many combat cycles with her just today and yesterday alone with this boss. And this is very, very consistent performance from Starfire. So let's talk about recommended rank. So at least for her, the key, I think, is you've got to get her to 5 white stars as a free player. I know that's pretty much my recommendation for every character for free to play. But what you want to do is unlock her healing, right? You want to unlock this so that she can help a little bit. You also want her spiritual defense up. You want her energy gain there as well. So that's why I recommend the 5 white stars, not just to unlock so that you can get to the healing here, but also the additional defense as well as the energy gain. I think that's going to be key for her. So 5 white stars is going to be my recommendation for free to play. For light spenders, I'm going to say 5 blue. I'm only at 2 blue. I'm going to get her into the purple, but this obviously this is going to help with this damage reduction ability. I think is very cool. And then obviously with her ultimate here, the higher you can get her ultimate, obviously the better, right? So I'm going to say 5 blue for light spenders, and then obviously heavy spenders are going to take her as far as she wants, which we're going to talk about where she's at with one of the whales that I've seen in the game. So that's my recommendation rank. When we talk about game modes, I think she's good in all game modes because of her ability to reduce the attack of your enemy. She can do some healing, but she's also got that damage reduction for allies as well. I think she's going to be very, very good in all game modes. In Training Simulator, she actually helped me bump up several rooms that I was stuck at for a little while. She's helped me score the highest in at least one of the combat cycles, which was Dawnbreaker. So we'll see. She's got that spiritual damage defense. which I think Dawnbreaker does spiritual damage, so I think that helps there, right? You also need a spiritual damage dealer there to burn down those ads that try and take out all your healers. And then Meta Brawl. I haven't done too much testing in Meta Brawl yet, but I think she's going to be good. Again, that attack reduction, that damage reduction, and a little bit of the healing, right? So let's take a look. I told you I was going to share with you a couple pieces of additional information. Let's go to combat cycle right here, rankings. So this was my team. This is the team that I scored the highest with so far. I still got to do a little bit more, but check this out. We got Chloe up here at the top. Got Starfire up to 1 gold star, and she's at the very top. This is phase 2, and the very top, one of the top whales in the game is using her to get first place in this combat cycle. Very cool. Nobody else is really using her. Obviously, she's only been out for a few days. Not everybody's a whale, but I think that's cool. I think that's encouraging for people who are looking towards Starfire to be a really cool character, or those of you out there who are just huge fans of Starfire and Teen Titans. I'm very excited about the Outsiders team. I've been talking about that for a while. So this is encouraging to me. All right. Also, the reason why I wanted to share this is because I get comments about, do you do this or do you do that? I want to share with you, I do more than just kind of go through and record stats, right? I take everybody through all the game modes. I take a look at what other people are using, who's at the top of the different leaderboards, things like that. So I do a lot of that if you weren't aware. So I wanted to share this information. Let's take a look at Training Simulator. Like I said, in Training Simulator, I got through several levels, but check this out. We go through here, boom. There we go. Look at her. Cleared. 1440, cleared with Starfire. So I think that's encouraging. We'll see. I mean, it's only been a few days, right? So we'll see how she continues to develop. I'm going to get her into the purple, like I said, but I think for Starfire, I'm very encouraged with her kit, with the ability that she's going to have to help us in the game. So there you go with that. Tier list. So with these characters, I like kind of giving an initial thought on tier list. I think with what we're seeing right now, I think she's in that A+ range minimum. She could be S. Again, we'll find out next month when we update tier lists and we have more time to test her and we get more feedback. But I think she's A+ minimum, possibly S. Now, I have added an S+ tier. I don't know that I would put her all the way up to the top there, but there's some room there. I think she's going to be very good. Now let's talk about comparisons. When I was in combat cycle here and I was comparing her to every other healer in the game, compared to Raven, she is at 2 blue stars. So both of them are at 2 blue stars, right? So 2 blue stars for Starfire. I've got Raven at 2 blue stars as well. Raven out heals her with around 2 million healing. And again, we're seeing Starfire in that mid 600 to 1 million range. So Raven out heals Starfire, but her damage, Starfire's damage is scaling very well, and I think that she's going to overtake Raven as far as damage goes. Right now at 2 blues, we're seeing Starfire do a little bit more damage, but both of them are doing around the million damage range. Now, when I compared her to Ivy again was doing around 2 million healing, so not as much healing as Ivy does, but way more damage than Ivy does. So Ivy was doing around 500,000, and then so we've got Starfire doing about twice that. And then with Mara obviously, no, she's not doing she's not doing damage. But Mara was coming in, as you saw, like around that 3 million mark. Again, Starfire, I don't feel that her role is going to be the healer. She's got to be a very good support for the team to reduce incoming damage, to reduce damage taken. Also with that energy gain, I think when we take a look at the Outsiders, we also have, I think, Martian Manhunter has an energy gain as well, right? And he's got some self-healing. So I think with this team here, you've got some healing with Starfire. You've got some self-healing with Martian Manhunter. I don't know who the other 2 players are going to be for Outsiders. Maybe there's going to be some self-healing there. So maybe we don't need her to be as much of a healer. We need her to be the support to reduce damage, reduce attack, and then that counterattack and that counterattack damage. I'm excited. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm excited for Outsiders. So Starfire, I think she's good. She's not as good of a healer, but she does more damage than the healers that we have in the game right now. She's actually on par right now with Zatanna as far as damage goes. But with her damage scaling, with her rank fairly well, we'll see what kind of damage she's doing in the purple. All right, and the last piece here, the last question is, Is she worth it? Should we skip it? The whole point of the video, are these characters worth it? I think Starfire is absolutely worth it. I think just with the testing that I've been able to do and what I've seen, like with what the whales in the game are doing with her, I'm very encouraged, and I think you definitely should pull for her. You guys tell me, what do you think? Does she look like someone that you want to pull for? Are you excited for Outsiders? Do you want her more in the Teen Titans? Let me know. All right, everybody. That's my thought on Starfire. Very excited to hear your thoughts. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.